Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mastering Prodigy. This training will help you learn the ins and outs of Prodigy in about 10 minutes so that you can make the most of Prodigy in your classroom. Our agenda today will cover what is Prodigy, the student experience, how to create assignments, how to view reports, and some implementation ideas so that you can get started with Prodigy right away. So let's start off with what is Prodigy? Well, after using Prodigy in my own classroom for 9 years, I can say that Prodigy is adaptive, aligned, engaging, effective, and fun. In short, this summarizes digital game based learning. Now, if you've never heard this phrase before, we can break this down a little bit. Digital obviously means that Prodigy is an online and app based platform. Game based means there's objectives for students to reach along the way, there's a storyline that runs in the background, and there's rewards that students can earn as they practice their academic skills. But here's the key piece: learning. Prodigy is adaptive, aligned to instruction, easily differentiated, and provides real time data, making Prodigy an essential edtech tool in the classroom. Prodigy's mission is to help every student in the world love learning. But how do we do this? Well, the number one way we do this is that all in game math and English content in Prodigy is free. The teacher account, assignments, and reports are free too. Prodigy is standards aligned for both math and English, helping you teach what you need to teach. Prodigy is time saving, which means it automatically grades and provides reports. Prodigy is easy to use because it automatically adapts to your students. Now let's move into the student experience. What does learning look like on Prodigy for your students? When students log on, they can choose Prodigy Math or English. They have to answer standards aligned questions in order to progress. Prodigy also begins with a placement test, giving teachers important data right from the beginning. This placement test happens again in January, so you can compare the beginning of the year to the middle of the year. Once students finish the placement test, they will be placed on their adaptive path. This path is automatic differentiation for students because it is based on their results from the placement test. Now, here at Prodigy, we recognize that the teacher's agenda is the most important part. So when a teacher creates an assignment on Prodigy, that assignment takes priority over everything else. When students finish the assignment, they will then go back to the placement test or the adaptive path if they've already finished the placement test. Here's a glance at what your students will see in Prodigy Math and English. Let's start with Prodigy Math. On Prodigy Math, students participate in epic math battles. In order to continue in the game, they must answer math questions. You'll see a helpful hint feature as well as a read aloud button. Students can use the digital tools such as pencils and erasers to solve problems. They can use a mouse, a trackpad, or a touchscreen. There's also digital manipulatives like counters, coins, base 10 blocks, and fraction strips, which means they can continue using the strategies they've already learned in class. Now let's take a look at Prodigy English. In Prodigy English, students collect resources to craft items and build their own village. Taking actions in Prodigy English requires stamina, which is the lightning bolt at the bottom of the screen. When a student runs out of stamina, they must answer English questions to gain more. You can see there's a helpful hint button as well as a read aloud button. The teacher account is where you need to go to align content, check your reports, and make sure your class is running smoothly. The first thing you'll want to do is to create an account. You can create an account with Google, Clever, or ClassLink, or you can create it with an email and a password. The next step is to add your students. You can automatically roster your students with Clever. You can automatically roster your students with Google Classroom too. If you do not use these single sign-on tools, you can roster your students manually. And there's two ways to do this. The first way is for students who already have Prodigy accounts from a previous teacher. Have them log into their account and then provide them with your classroom code. When they input your classroom code, they're going to be added to your classroom. For students who do not have accounts, you can create new accounts for them by simply typing in their first name and last initial and Prodigy will automatically generate logins for them. Next up, we're going to take a tour of the teacher dashboard. The teacher dashboard gives you access to everything you need. You can toggle back and forth between math and English and select which class to view. Every month, you can create a special assignment that rewards your students with a special prize when they finish. The student leaderboard is a feature you can display in front of your students on a regular basis. You can reward them for climbing this leaderboard too. Prodigy State Challenge is the world's largest math competition. You can click here for more details. At the top of your dashboard is your class code. One of the most important aspects of Prodigy is creating assignments. By creating assignments, you make sure that the content you're teaching in class aligns with the content students are seeing on Prodigy. Let's take a look at how to create those assignments. Under the Assignments tab, you can click Create Assignments. There are two kinds of assignments. The standard assignment is an independent, self-paced assignment that students can complete over time. Quick Quiz is a whole group assignment that students complete at the same time in a race. When you click Create Assignment, it'll default to the grade level you teach, but you have access to all grade levels, making it easy to differentiate for your students. You can view example questions and select the skills you would like to assign. You can increase the number of questions per skill until the estimated time of completion matches your desired length. Once you're happy with your selection, you can assign it to all of your students by default, or you can select specific students for intervention or enrichment assignments. You can set the date for the assignment as well. To create a quick quiz, you will select 1 to 6 skills for the assignment. A quick quiz should take about 10 to 15 minutes for your students to complete. Your students should all be logged on to Prodigy since it's a whole class race. The lobby screen will show you which students are logged in and ready for the quick quiz. When you click Start Game, students will automatically be pulled into the quick quiz to begin the race. Students will answer questions accurately to progress in the race. Teachers will see data in real time as students progress through the assignment. Let's take a look at some implementation ideas. Here are some of the ways that I used Prodigy in my own classroom. First is arrival time. Whether Prodigy is your morning work, bell ringer, or warm-up activity, having Prodigy first thing will make students want to arrive to class on time. Next is the most common case, the ELA and math block. Students can work on assignments you create or their adaptive learning path for automatic differentiation. An underutilized way of using Prodigy is during the intervention block. Teachers can assign content that matches Tier 2 and Tier 3 intervention goals during this block. Teachers can also assign content to gifted students or students with IEPs to address their needs as well. Finally, after school is the bonus time, where students can continue practicing their skills outside of school hours. This can be during clubs, aftercare, or homework too. Now let's move on to reports and data. You'll want to make sure you're checking your reports often so that you can modify your instruction as needed. Prodigy's reports update in real time. The placement test report summarizes your class's performance on the placement test. Prodigy shows the overall placement for your students, as well as their placement for each domain. You can view their progress, grade placement, and a list of skills that are above, on, and below grade level. The detailed breakdown shows the exact questions that students answered during the placement test, making it easy to see exactly what a student needs help with. The report you'll use most often is the assignment report. You can sort the data and view it as a fraction or percent. You can click to view a student response, the question, answer, and class performance on that question. The Insights button analyzes all of the data and provides an overview of which students need help, which questions your class struggled with, and the skills your class needs to continue practicing. To view the whole assignment, you can click the print icon to see the questions, answers, and student responses by question. Now that you've seen the data that Prodigy can provide, how can you motivate and engage your class? One way is with Prodigy State Challenge, the world's largest math competition with over $1 million worth of prizing to be won. When you click challenges for the first time, you'll also want to confirm your school so your class can help your school compete in their state competition. Once you've confirmed your school, you'll be able to view your school's ranking for the month. You'll also see your school's performance for the Prodigy National Cup in May, where your school has a chance to win a technology grant of $100,000. Each month, your school will earn points that will help earn a spot in this tiered competition. You can see which tier you're on track to compete in. You can also invite other teachers to join you through an email or a PDF letter by clicking the Invite Teachers button. The School Ranking tab shows your school's current rank for the month. You can use this view to motivate your students to climb the ranks in your state. The Class Rankings tab shows your class's rank among other classes at your school. Be sure to edit your class name to make this view more personal. You can track your class's performance over the months and collect banners and trophies as a school throughout the year. The final section of your dashboard is where you can manage settings, rosters, and features to keep your class running smoothly. The Manage Classes section shows your class code, lets you add students, and view login details for your students. This button will generate a PDF list of usernames and passwords, as well as a login card for each student. In the Actions tab, you can add a co-teacher to your classroom by typing in the email associated with their Prodigy account. You can invite parents by copying and pasting an invitation onto a class website or typing in email addresses for parents. You can also invite parents by downloading PDF letters in English and Spanish that you can print and send home with students. In summary, we talked about how to set up your account, the student experience, how to create two kinds of assignments, both the standard assignment and quick quiz. I showed you the placement test report and the assignment reports. I also showed you how to see your progress in the world's largest math competition with State Challenge, and how to invite parents to see their child's progress on Prodigy as well. In order to have success with Prodigy, make sure you're using Prodigy Math and English in your classroom each week. Create assignments, both standard assignments and quick quizzes, to practice the content you're learning in class, and view reports along the way so that you can see insights and adjust your instruction as needed. Thank you for watching this training. We hope you're now a Prodigy Pro. Happy teaching.